All right, so InMode, a big name in the medical aesthetics world, just gave us a look at their game plan for what's, well, a pretty tough market out there. We're going to break down the three key pillars their CEO just laid out in their latest earnings call. So right out of the gate, InMode CEO Moshe Mizrahy didn't pull any punches. He kicked things off by saying they've been navigating a complex economic environment. You got to appreciate the directness, right? No sugarcoating. He's basically saying, yeah, we know it's tough out there. But just saying things are tough doesn't really get you anywhere, does it? The real question is, what are you going to do about it? And that's exactly what Mizrahy laid out next, a really clear three-part strategy to tackle it head-on. It's all about growth, innovation, and leadership. So let's really get into it.
Okay, first up, pillar number 1. It's all about expanding their global footprint. I mean, think about it. How do you grow when the economy's a bit shaky? Well, one way is to find brand new places to sell your stuff.
And what's interesting here is that they're not just, throwing one strategy at the wall and hoping it sticks. Nope, they're tailoring their approach. In Argentina, for instance, they're going all in, setting up a whole new subsidiary to deal directly with customers. Then you look over at Thailand, and it's a different play. They're building a strong local team from the ground up. This isn't just about hiring some third-party distributor. This is about planting the InMode flag and building something that lasts. So why does this matter? Well, going direct means you own the whole shebang. You control the entire relationship with the customer. And that means better service, better feedback, and ultimately a much stronger foundation for sustainable growth. And hey, this isn't just some far-off dream. They're actually expecting that new operation in Argentina to start bringing in revenue by the end of 2025. So the clock is already ticking. All right, that brings us to pillar number 2, innovating for new markets. Because let's be real, it's not just about where you're selling, it's about what you're selling. You've got to keep things fresh, and that means innovation is absolutely key. And they've got this really smart, methodical approach to launching new products, like this men's wellness platform they're talking about. See, they don't just do some huge, flashy launch and cross their fingers. No way. They start small with a soft launch, get it into the hands of early adopters, and then, this is the important part, they gather feedback and clinical data. Only after they've done their homework do they go for the full commercial rollout. It's a super deliberate 4-step process to make sure they get it right. And really, that phased approach, it's just plain smart. It takes so much of the risk out of launching something new. You get that real-world data first, you can tweak things, and then, when you finally go big, you're not guessing. You're hitting a whole new customer segment with a product that you know works because it's already been tested in the wild. Okay, on to the third and final pillar, and this one's crucial. It's like building a castle, right? You can't just focus on conquering new lands, you have to make sure your home base is rock solid. For InMode, that home base is North America, and their plan is all about strengthening their leadership right there. So the million-dollar question is, how do you do that? How do you double down on your biggest market? Well, a huge part of it is making sure you have the absolute right person at the helm. And it looks like InMode just made a really interesting move to do exactly that. So let's talk about this new leader. His name is Michael Dennison, and he's the new president of North America. And get this, he's not some outsider they just brought in. This guy is a true company veteran. We're talking nearly 10 years at InMode. He literally worked his way up from district sales manager to VP of sales. The CEO even called him an entrepreneur-driven and award-winning sales leader. So you've got a guy with a proven track record of growing the business who already knows the company inside and out. You see this a lot, and for good reason. Promoting from within is a classic playbook move. Why? Because you get instant stability. You get someone with deep, deep knowledge of the company, the culture, the customers, all of it. There's no learning curve. It's a huge signal that for their most important market, InMode is betting on proven experience and consistency to get the job done. Okay, so let's recap. We've got global expansion, we've got product innovation, and we've got a fortified leadership team. That's the three-pronged attack. So with all that in place, what's the outlook? What's the feeling inside the company? Well, remember how we started with those complex economic headwinds? Despite all that, the CEO is sounding pretty confident. And he says it's because their foundation is solid, built on 3 core strengths. First, they have a strong financial position. That means cash to invest when others have to pull back. Second, a diverse and innovative portfolio, so they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. And third, a trusted global brand. People already know and respect the name. And he wraps it all up with this really powerful statement. He frames everything we've talked about. The expansion, the innovation, the new leadership, not as them playing defense in a tough market. No, he frames it as them playing offense. These are moves to solidify their spot as the global leader in their field. That's a pretty bold statement of intent, right?
So there you have it. That's the game plan. It's clear, it's disciplined, and it touches on expansion, innovation, and leadership. But it all comes back to that one big question. Will this three-pillar strategy be strong enough to stand up to those economic headwinds we talked about at the very beginning? The plan looks solid on paper, but as we all know, it's the execution that really counts.